We back with a recap of UFC 286, Leon Edwards and Usman. This is going to be quick. We're going to take a look at some of the results from the fights that stood out the most. Unfortunately, Juliana Miller lost against Veronica Hardy. How you feel about that?
I'm not too surprised. She's real wild. She makes up for it with her relentlessness and her aggressiveness, but she's not the most technical fighter, and she got outclassed, but it wasn't bad.
And she still don't have a lot of experience, but I didn't catch the Jai Herbert fight and Ludovic Klein, so I'm gonna have to actually go back and watch that one. I caught Joanne Wood and Luana Carolina. Tough fight. Joanna's super durable, super tough, and she gonna put that cardio on you and just...
Joanna always had good striking. If you go back and look at some of her losses, she was out-grappled. They had to fight her a certain way. Alexa Grasso.
And Luana kept the fight standing up. And then Jake Hadley ended up getting 50 racks for this. He got a performance of the night bonus against Malcolm Gordon.
I didn't see this coming.
Fight didn't last too long, man. That body shot, well, it was two body shots that led up to it. The finish, and the second one is what put him down,
and
man.
But he's been criticized before, Jake, for not pulling that trigger sometimes. And he kind of pulled a trigger yesterday.
He did a good job, man. My problem with him has been because he has such good jiu-jitsu, he's so comfortable off his back. But in the UFC, you don't want to take that chance. But that was a good W for him. Then we got CLD, Christian Leroy Duncan. I was telling you that we got Christian Leroy Duncan on this card. And then a few fights later, we had Chris Duncan on the card. I thought that was funny because I hadn't seen too many times where people had same name virtually. This fight ended with an injury, man.
Anticlimactic.
Yeah, but I like what I was seeing from both guys up until that point. If we had seen more of that for a few more minutes, hopefully Dusko can recover and we'll see more of CLD. I don't think much happened to him in that fight, so he should be able to come back. And then we got this fight. This was a weird fight. LaRon Murphy and Gabriel Santos. LaRon was supposed to fight Nathaniel Woods, right?
Yeah.
But Gabriel Santos stepped up on short notice. I was rooting for LaRon here, but I'll be honest, I thought he lost. And I was rooting for him, and I thought he lost.
Yeah, Gabriel, he stepped up and showed out.
Man, the striking was about even, but I still think Gabriel did better on the feet.
And it seemed like he had more knockout power to it. It seemed like his punches that landed, he did more damage than LaRon.
Because it seemed like LaRon's striking never affected Gabriel, but you could always see Gabriel's punches and strikes affecting LaRon. And then Gabriel started mixing in the takedowns and going for submission attempts. The striking was either even or he won when you look at the fight. He controlled the grappling and was effective with it, submission attempts, everything, and he still lost. I thought that was odd. Then we get to Muhammad Mokaev. What do you think about that fight?
People are saying he tapped, man. I don't know if he tapped or he was trying to switch positions or whatever, but it looked like he kind of tapped. But he came back. He showed a lot of heart. He had injured shoulder.
Yeah.
He injured his leg, right, his knee.
Yeah.
And he shook back.
And we'll have to make a separate video about the state of Muhammad Mokaev and where he fits into the flyweight division right now, because we got a lot to say about that one. Then we're going to jump up here to Jack Shore and Makwan Amirkhani. Man, if the fight goes past one round, even if the person's coming up from bantamweight, we kind of saw this coming a mile away, man. Makwan, man, he got to get that cardio up.
Like I said, I don't think it's cardio. I think it's more mental. I think
like nerves.
If he can't bully his opponent early on.
Yeah. Speaking of bullying, man, Roman Dolidze was a bully in that Marvin fight. He looked good in that fight. I'm still impressed with him. I don't think his status diminishes any in this fight because that fight was everything that it was hyped up to be. And they both fought a great fight. Marvin kind of pulled away with it with the experience towards the end.
Yeah. And Roman, he didn't change his game plan too, man. I would have liked to see him call an audible. He kept on throwing the right hand, overhand right. It wasn't even a right straight. It was just overhand right.
And low key, I wish there was a 5-round fight. But then we jump up here. We got Jennifer Maia, Casey O'Neill. How you feel about that fight, man? I guess Casey lost an undefeated record.
Yeah, Casey, she looked good in that third round. She looked incredible, but Jennifer, she used her experience. Like, she fought against the champion.
Yeah.
So she used her experience. Her striking has been much improved. So, I mean...
And speaking of much improved, man, Gunnar Nelson came out there and made it look like it was...
This is what I did not want to happen. I did not want to see Brian get finished in the first round like that.
I mean, I thought he would do better. I don't know, man. We was talking about this, and we'll make a separate video about how he has been kind of a legend killer as of late. But then it seemed like this is a glaring weakness. He just gets taken down by certain people and submitted. And he was trying to avoid the rear naked choke because he didn't want to get choked out again. And then he ended up getting armbar. And I don't know what's going on there because there have been times where he was unsubmittable and untakedownable. And all of a sudden...
But he do most of his damage in the clinch. Gunnar, he used the clinch to take him down. So it was kind of
smart.
Smart.
And then, man, we get a majority decision win for Justin Gaethje. Went to war with Rafael Fiziev. A fantastic fight. Justin ended up pulling away with it towards the end. It seemed like the course of the fight changed once Rafael got poked in the eye. But then it's like his other eye got beat in and he couldn't see. and then it looked like he got tired. Like you said, he was throwing hard and he missed a lot of punches too in the beginning, and it looked like it caught up with it. But the thing is, he fought 5 rounds before and looked fantastic. So
yeah, but it was at a slower pace, man.
It wasn't,
you know, RDA's pace is real slow and
calculated and your technical.
Yeah, but Justin, he looked incredible. I think his performance was the best out of everybody else's tonight.
He got 50 racks for it, man. So then we get Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman. Fantastic fight. They made their money. The fight was everything it was cracked up to be. It was a lot of drama, a lot of excitement. I wish it wasn't so many fouls, but I've been looking at this fight and what people have been saying, and I can see how Leon won, like, kind of clear. Yeah. The thing is, Kamaru didn't shift his game plan like he was supposed to. And not to go on too long about this, but I think that it's something DC always says. Sometimes you don't go for takedowns to necessarily get them. You just mix it in and give your opponent something to think about. And Kamaru was committed to getting takedowns, and when they didn't work, he still kept trying to get takedowns.
Well, the problem with that is you don't want to stand up with Leon too much and take a chance of getting knocked out like he did in the second fight. So, I mean, he was kind of like in the middle. He was kind of stuck in the middle. You don't want to get too aggressive.
I don't think Kamaru should have took this fight against Leon Edwards in London, England. They historically cheat real bad in England, if I'm just being honest. England, Brazil, they will cheat. And we saw that a few times on the undercard where they had some suspicious decisions.
I hate when people say Leon gets points for his takedown defense, because we see people do that in fights before in the past, and they lose.
This is what we've been calling for. Reward people for defending takedowns. And this is my beef with, it ain't Leon or Kamaru, because I like both of them. My beef is the judges who, depending on the fight, they shift the rules a little bit to where, oh no, you actually get points for defending takedowns. Historically, even if people didn't get takedowns, like Merab didn't take down Jose like that, but the fact that he hit him against the cage, you know, he got points for that. And the thing is, Kamaru implemented the same game plan that he implemented on Leon for 2 other fights. I know the second fight ended in a knockout, but on the scorecards, it was believed that Kamaru was winning heading into the decision if it had got to that point. Yeah. So how did the same game plan Kamaru had in the first fight, the same game plan that was about to win him a decision in the second fight, he loses by implementing that same game plan because he didn't get all those takedowns against Leon in those first 2 fights.
Yeah.
But he still got rewarded for the pressure and the control and the clinch.
And also when he was committing the fouls and he was grabbing the fence, yeah, they took away 1 point, but they should have put him in the same position he was. Like I said, that could have been the reason why Usman won the fight, because who's to say he take Leon down or control him and he wins that round. Yeah. Now that's 10-8.
Well, he took the fight in London, but
message.
It'll be interesting to see how everybody bounces back. Everybody calling for Shavkat to fight for the title now, and or fight Kamaru. It's a lot going on, man. We're gonna have to make a separate video about that. But let us know what y'all think about the fights. Like, share, subscribe.